Thank you very much. And I know, as the MC said, maybe people are still having the fruits and everything, but let me start with the session by first thanking the organizers for inviting the ASEAN Secretariat to this very distinguished forum. I think I also like to welcome everyone to be in Jakarta. You're lucky that for this weather, Jakarta has two weathers. One is hot, the other one is very hot. Yeah? So at least today is hot and not that hot. And certainly this is a very impressive gathering. And I must say that I am encouraged to see so many and key stakeholders relating to the improvement of agricultural productivity and ensuring environmental sustainability, joining hands to address what I would see as perpetual and critically important challenges confronting the food and agriculture sectors. This morning, I attended a different forum. It focuses on global challenges and regional solutions. And what is interesting is the subtitle is also engaging the stakeholders. So this actually underlines the importance of engaging stakeholders, how we work together. And for ASEAN, we cannot do it alone. We have to work together with all of you. And let me just share with you what ASEAN has been doing and is doing in this field of agriculture cooperation. First, let me underline that ASEAN is firmly committed and giving priority attention and promoting food, agriculture, and forestry sectors. The reason for this is that over a third of population ASEAN, and that means over 200 million of citizens are directly or indirectly dependent on food and agricultural production for their incomes and livelihoods. For this reason, that ASEAN has embarked on the agricultural cooperation since the early days of the founding of ASEAN. During that time, and that means around the 70s, late 60s, ASEAN cooperation in the agriculture sector focused on addressing hunger reduction and poverty eradication in general. This is a continuing challenge and objectives, but having successfully met and some of those initial objectives, the thrust of the ASEAN cooperation have now shifted to enhancing intra and extra ASEAN trade and building the long-term competitiveness of ASEAN's food, agriculture, and forestry products and commodities. To guide this endeavor, the ASEAN Ministers of Agriculture and Forestry has formulated a vision that captures the intent and direction of ASEAN cooperation in agriculture and forestry. That vision envisages a competitive, inclusive, resilient, and sustainable food, agriculture, and forestry sector integrated with the global economy based on a single market and production base contributing to food and nutrition security and prosperity in the ASEAN community. That is the ASEAN vision on agriculture. But complementing that, ASEAN has also developed what we call strategic plan for cooperation in food, agriculture, and forestry 2016-2025. As you might recall, ASEAN at the end of December 2015, we shifted, we transformed, we became a community. So we began in 1967 and at the end of 2015, we became a community, and along with that, ASEAN launched what we call the ASEAN 2025. That's the ASEAN Vision 2025. That means the direction that we are going to traverse between 2016 2025. This includes in the agriculture sector. And the strategic plan for the agriculture and food, agriculture, and forestry has 6 strategic objectives. Let me just read quickly. First is ensuring equitable, sustainable, and inclusive growth. Second, alleviating poverty and eradicate hunger. Third, ensuring food security, food safety, and better nutrition. Fourth, deepening regional integration. Fifth, enhancing access to global markets. And sixth, increasing resilience and contributing to mitigation and adaptation of climate change, natural disasters, and other shocks. For effective implementation of the vision and strategic plan, ASEAN recognizes the critical need for improvement in the business environment. As such, ASEAN is presently improving mechanisms and modalities to strengthen public-private partnership, or PPP. This is being pursued by, among others, increasing agriculture investment and encouraging stakeholders to embrace the food, agriculture, and forestry as a high priority area toward achieving a sustainable and competitive ASEAN community. Distinguished participants, as I said, born as an association with 5 founding members in 1967, ASEAN has grown from strength to strength over the past 5 decades, almost 5 decades. ASEAN's anniversary is next year, 50th anniversary. Now, ASEAN stands at the world's 3rd largest population-wise and 7th largest economically. ASEAN will continue the processes of deepening regional integration over the next 10 years. In this context, the support, coordination, and resource mobilization from dialogue partners, international development partners, the private sectors, as well as other stakeholders are essential for the realization of the ASEAN's vision and strategic plan in the agriculture sector. In turn, this will be critical for the realization of the ASEAN 2025 itself. In closing, let me reiterate what I said at the outset, namely the importance of having all key stakeholders joining hands together for a more productive and sustainable ASEAN agriculture and environment. With a total area of 4.6 million square kilometers, ASEAN is truly a community of opportunities, and it is therefore incumbent on us to realize that here onward, it is indeed ASEAN time, and that ASEAN is able to realize the dreams and aspirations of the people. On that note, I look forward to the recommendations and output of this forum and how we can move forward even more effectively, and wish everyone fruitful deliberations and a pleasant stay in Jakarta. Thank you very much.